that isn't the premise of the building project. The building project is because our buildings are old and need renovated, work done to them, and the fact that our enrollments continue to grow and we are out of space and need to house our students.
My other point is that I attended a meeting that you were there, Dr. Jeremy, and we developed a mission statement. I remember that night, and I went to the board. They formed some group. God bless you. Somebody must have this quote master plan. Okay, smart, but you know, this gotta fit into. Do I know what I'm talking about?
Yes, you do.
Please, listen. You better put up there, rather than saying, hey, this is the school thing, because they're going to be, where did this fall in? We want to see the big picture. You know, I don't know what the committee was named, and I know that we got a lot of priorities. Besides, by now, somebody must have the dollars, whether they take them out of their hip pockets, but put them up there and show it to the public. Am I going to vote for this? I'm going to tell you, I'm gathering a lot of information. I mean, it's an excellent job. A lot of people did a lot of work here. There ought to be more people sitting in this group tonight. They're going to support it. Don't let you square in the eye. God bless you for all the work. It's an insult. We don't have more people.
Well, let's think that people are confident in what we're presenting to the town. People may be confident in what the building committee is presenting.
Well, I know
to
there's
the
a
town.
lot of priorities. So let's just sit down there wanting to go traffic lights in 62 tonight. I had to make a decision where to go. Right?
I'm glad you chose us.
So did we.
Maureen, did you want to comment on anything Mr. Pasquale said?
Just to clarify, one of the reasons why the committee felt it was so important that we gather staff and principal input is because we're not in the building during the day. So we have met with parents. The parent board at the Hood School has been meeting, and they're actively involved. And all of our meetings are open to the public. But when it comes to moving around the building, that's when the teachers can say to you, don't put 3 kindergarten classes out front. I need them next door to my preschool and the other kindergarten classes. That we listen to. That's what we incorporated, and that's very important because we're going to add the square footage, but they know what to use it for. You know, teachers' lounge and the teachers' planning room. Oftentimes the teacher is eating a lunch and running the Xerox machine. They need to be next to each other. I wouldn't have thought of that. So when we met with the staff, they had handout sheets, they had appointments, the architect went down and met with them during the school day. And they gave us insight to the day-to-day movement throughout the building that we, in our first run-through, didn't incorporate. So it's important that they have input. Victor?
And also, if you look at the cost, John, and we did talk about the new building that we're going to do, which, if you look at the cost, is a relatively a percentage of the total cost. If you look at the major portion of what this project is, it is mostly renovations, things that are needed at the school, and it's also things that have been put in annually in the facility audit report, which is probably 8 or 9 years old at this point. If you go back all those years, you see a lot of these things that Mr. Perry and people who worked in the facility audit committee have said as needed to happen at the Hood School for many, many years. So we're just answering a need that is not this year or last year's. We're answering a need that has been around for a very long time. And you have brought up yourself some of these things that need to happen.
I'm an advantage. I know that. But the people that vote don't know that all of that thing has been being accumulated.
Well, that's why we had the meeting tonight, John, so that way people can hear it.
Steve?
I just want to say something. You said something about 2 new classrooms. And I can see where someone looking at this thinks there are only 2 new classrooms. In fact, there's more. The library space that is in this new addition relieves a space that now is occupied by the library. That becomes a 3rd new classroom. And in fact, the area that's up at the top near the kindergarten corridor that says resource room, that used to be where the teachers had their space. And we had to take it because we were desperate for space. So in a sense, in putting in the teacher's lounge and teacher's planning area, we're restoring what we took for that, what amounts to another classroom space. doing that because those are the minimum needs for space at that site. They also push the maximum that we can service with the existing core facilities. If we had too many more classrooms up there, we would no longer have an adequate gym, we'd no longer have an adequate cafeteria, we'd have to be doing a whole lot more to add any more classrooms up there. You reach a point where you can't go any further without changing your entire core structure. We're pushing close to that point with this addition. At the same time, the changes in the area around the entrance are going to have a dramatic impact on the feel of the school. When you walk into the school, because of how congested everything is around the office, because of how low the ceilings are as you look down the corridor, because of how tight it is, you get a cramped sense. This is going to open it up significantly. It will feel like a much more welcoming space. It will be easier both to work and to learn in this space. Those changes, while they may seem to be primarily for the administrative core, they're going to serve learning as well in dramatic ways that I can only begin to guess at. But I think we're going to see a different atmosphere in that building just because of some of these seemingly little changes in that entry area. This is a plan which I think, when we have all of the numbers put together, will cost North Reading taxpayers less than the basic renovations would have that are necessary up there. And it will dramatically improve and enhance this building, both in terms of its capacity and in terms of the basic environment, the culture of the school. It's a tremendous plan. I hope we'll have your support.
The area that Steve was talking about, this resource area, this used to be the teacher planning area, and that will be replaced and put up, as you can see out here. Also, John, the 2 classrooms that you were mentioning, we also, this year we had to displace the pre-kindergarten classroom. We can't house that currently at the hood school. We need to put that back. And we're moving to 3 kindergarten classrooms, all-day classrooms. So that's the 4th classroom that we need. So we need 4 additional instructional spaces. That's where it comes from. Next year we are short 2 classrooms. We're short the pre-kindergarten classroom this year.
See that? I'm just trying to tell you, data, what you're saying doesn't match the slides at the beginning. You begin by saying we need 2 classrooms. You know, the verbiage is coming around.
No, I think what I started by saying we're 2 classrooms short.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
This room's on the first page. For each line. It'll be there. If the room is smaller now, it'll be in.
The list of, under the scope of work.
First page
What, Maureen, do you want to address this?
There's an overhead.
Okay.
starts with 16 classes.
Yeah, Mrs. Vaca will address
So you
that.
can go ahead and just write this up.
All right.
Or you can put it. Yeah, take a good look. Which way?
I'm going to get there. No, I'm not quite sure what you're asking
Okay,
for.
right. When this is completed, there'll be 16
So
classes.
16 classrooms.
Grades 1 through 5. What are there now for grade 1?
Currently, we have, how many, 16? 16.
Okay, and we'll have 3 kindergarten classes.
We have 2 kindergarten rooms now, but we have 4 sections of kindergarten.
I understand that. I'm just trying to, I'm not that familiar with the school.
Okay.
Trying to get an idea how the spaces will change, so you get
Okay.
the idea about it. So preschool is none,
There's no preschool at the hood school currently.
we just quickly go through the rest of it.
Sure. Special education, the collaborative, we need to provide a space in our elementary schools for the SEAM collaborative that is currently at the hood school, and we need to continue that classroom there. The resource room, which I just highlighted, that used to be the teacher planning room, is a resource room. The computer science area, which will be in the new addition. Currently, the computer room where it is now is slated to be a pre-kindergarten classroom, and that's reconfigured along with the library and another anteroom that is there. Computer room now is where the pre-kindergarten is here.
So it'll be about the same size.
It'll be a little, the pre-kindergarten will be a little bigger because there's another room right here, and the kindergarten room's going to be bumped out. They have to be a minimum of 1,200 square feet.
Can I just address that question?
Will the new computer room be larger than the current one?
The new
About the
computer room
same
up
size?
front.
A little bit right here, a little bit larger. What we need to also provide is what's called a head-end room. The school will be access for
Right.
technology.
Presuming that's new.
Right.
Right, and that'll be up here. Okay?
Do you have now?
We're using a class, which classroom?
For the computers right
For the
here.
music.
Music,
It's up there is 14.
14.
No, 13 up there.
13 is right here.
Is that one of the 16?
And that'll be moved out here. And that's just a regular classroom.
There's no storage area in there, there's no ensemble. It's just a classroom that's been used as a music.
What room is that, 12?
14.
14. Okay.
It's down.
Down here. And that'll be moved out, that'll be larger in the new addition. That'll give us much more storage space. There's none currently, and it'll have the kiln room, so it'll be compatible with the little school.
How's the library compare with the old one?
Please?
How does the library compare with the old one?
The library right now is this room right here. The new library will be substantially larger. There'll be a separate work area.
It says reading Title I speech.
Right, and that's what you see right in here. This is currently a classroom, and this will be divided up into these areas. There's storage, there's Title I speech, remedial reading, and the head-end room. And it'll also include an
Right now, the reading is located in the room right beside the library here. Speech is sharing space in the current nurse's office, and Title I is wherever they can find a closet to work at.
I mean, that moves around.
It moves around right now, right?
Doesn't have a
Wherever
home.
there's a space.
Does not have a home.
Right.
So health, the speech is the same kind of issue. It's taking the back part of the nurse's office.
And there are square footages that have to be met by the state for those particular rooms.
Right. And the guidance area right now is in here, a very small room, and that's going to be moved up here, and that's enlarged. The size of the nurse's office, I believe that stays the same, doesn't it?
Close. It's now 339. It's going to 377.
Okay, so that will increase about 30 feet.
It becomes the way it used to be once you remove the speech.
Right.
Speech.
The administrative office, that will gain approximately how many square feet?
It's currently 276, and it's going, I can't read this.
Do you know what it is, Santiago?
You have to get
400 something square feet. It'll provide for a conference room, there'll be a separate office, there'll be an area for the teachers' mailboxes, there's the principal's office,
Bigger than that.
there's storage area, and the guidance office will be
It's
located.
375 plus this.
about 375.
This whole area here is new.
Is that an increase in the number of rooms that
It's an increase.
There's
We're not
additional
removing
rooms in the sense that there is a new conference room, and there is also the guidance is now becoming that part of the building. And there's one room there that is also dedicated for storage for the mail, and that's where they can organize the people in the morning. And then everything else gets into expanded a little bit.
And no change to the gym renovation?
Right, it's the gym floor. And windows throughout the entire building will be replaced with energy efficient windows. The cafeteria